refresh this. Come on. Live. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and get started. So today in this class, Intro to Social Media, we are going to cover kind of high-level social media. For some of you, this may be some review, but hopefully you'll get a couple nuggets out of it that will help you think about your own real estate business and how social media can benefit you. We also have a few other social media classes that you can watch for on the calendar or watch recordings of that will complement this class. This is more an informational class, less a how-to class, but it's a good starting point to determine what you want to do with your social media. How much time do you want to invest? What platforms do you want to invest in? And what's going to make sense for you for your social media experience? Hi, good morning. You're all good, no worries at all. So we are going to dive right in and talk about this crazy world of social media. So first, we're going to do some social media trivia. Are you ready? Okay, how many social media users are there worldwide? Take a guess. Too many. What do you guys think? A billion? Okay. No, you can't. Oh yeah, put the handout away. There are 5.17 billion social media users worldwide. That is unreal. Like, that is so much. And these stats are by Sprout Social and their 2024 stats. How many social media platforms does the average person use? 2, 3, 6. And you know, there's some I was just going to say, there is some debate about like what all counts as a social media platform, because some might say Messenger or WhatsApp count as social media platforms separate from others because you're connecting. Reddit, I mean, there's a lot of, you know, ways you can go. So I thought that was interesting. I personally don't use 6. Which one? LinkedIn, probably. Yeah, because you're connecting socially with people. Yeah, I definitely have 6 accounts. I don't know that I'm on all of them super active, but okay, what's the most widely used platform? That is correct. Facebook is the most widely used platform. What's the fastest growing platform? Instagram? Other guesses? TikTok, fastest growing platform. Started in 2018, and their growth in the last year, well, growth overall in social media has kind of declined because we're kind of like maxing out the number of people that are available to join, right? Everyone has accounts. 5 billion people worldwide. Crazy. How much time does the average person spend on social media? Yeah, how many minutes a day? Over an hour. Okay, 60 minutes? 2 hours, 120 minutes? 143 minutes, 2.5 hours. That is surprising, but not surprising. Like when I read that stat, I'm like, well, I don't dare add up my social media time, especially because like you could be in social media like for a quick thing, but like how many quick things a day and how many times are you drawn to different platforms? Yep. Yep. And then there's so many different ways to engage on social media platforms. So you start by, you know, checking your notifications, and then you're scrolling pictures, and then you're watching reels, and then 2.5 hours has gone by throughout the day, which is crazy. So anyway, I find that really interesting. Okay, name the social media platform. Snapchat, that's correct. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. We're going to talk about this though. This is not as widely used of a platform, but it's gaining traction. So I wanted to add it in here. This is Telegram. And this is your trick question. This is X, formerly known as Twitter. So Twitter is not Twitter anymore. So thought I would throw that little trick in there. This is just a handful. This is just the most common. There are lots of social media platforms. And so then we ask the question, okay, so what platforms should I be using as a real estate agent, right? Where do I start? Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't have all the time in the world to manage 42 social media platforms, right? That is altogether too much. So here are some questions to ask, to consider as you are choosing where to invest your time in social media. And we're going to dive into a few of the social media platforms a little deeper. But the first thing is, who is your target audience and where are they? So we have a class at the brokerage, identifying your target audience. I should have that coming up sometime this summer, but we have a recording of it. And it helps you identify who's your target market for your real estate business, right? Like maybe your target market is first-time home buyers. Maybe your target market is investors who already own their own personal home. Maybe it's people who are downsizing, maybe into retirement. Maybe it's people in an age group that they need a larger home and they're upgrading. So who's your target audience? And then we can ask, okay, what social media platforms are those people using? Because if my target audience is someone who is retiring and downsizing, I'm probably not going to be doing a lot on TikTok because the age demographic doesn't match my target audience. So I'm going to identify, and we'll talk through some of those stats of like where are people hanging out. But that is the first really good question. Just a quick target audience experience to share with you to maybe help build some perspective. So my husband and I, we own a wedding DJ company in town, and we have run that for 15 years. When we first started our business, I was reflective of our target audience. I was in the same age group as our brides, similar goals, priorities, education, all of that as our brides. So it was easy for me to market, right? Because I knew what that bride wanted for her wedding. But as I started to get a little bit older and ran the business longer, I remember this moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not our target audience anymore. I'm not our bride anymore. I'm older than our brides. I now have young children. My priorities are different. And I had to completely switch how I was marketing to meet the needs of my target audience. And so that's an example of how what you might be interested in or what might work for you might not be a match for your target audience. So you've really got to focus in on that. So consider, where's your target audience? 2, what platforms do you spend time on? And for some of you, it might be none. For some of you, there might be one platform that you're heavily on. There might be a couple. And so where are you spending your social media time? And are you comfortable on those platforms? If you're not on social media, or if you determine that, oh my gosh, I need to learn this other social media platform because that's where my target audience is, are you willing to jump in and learn, right? Are you willing to take that leap? And following up to that, you have to ask, what are your tech strengths, right? Like we'll talk about TikTok being a very video-driven platform. It is all videos. Are you ready to dive into videos? And I challenge you guys to really push yourselves in what you're willing to do on social media, because it might be the difference in social media being successful for you in your business or not. And then lastly, what skills are you ready to master? Most of us are not social media experts, right? Most of us are not readily willing to pick up our cell phone and to record a video, right? Most of us don't have ring lights sitting in our living room ready to take photos or videos. And some of us might, and that's great, but are you willing to push yourself? Because social media has changed the marketing landscape, right? And going back to our original statistics, I'll get a lot of pushback from some people on social media, like, no, I don't like social media. I don't want to use social media. 5 billion people are using social media. And so that's okay if you don't want to use it. There are lots of ways to market your business, but are you missing an opportunity to connect with people? And so are you willing to consider your target audience and learn and, you know, improve your skills so that it can be a way to connect? Ultimately, well, let's go to my next question. Oh no, I skipped a slide. Tell me why people use social media. Why are people there? To connect. Yep. What else? Research. Other reasons. There's, oh yes.
Okay, so I'm on it a lot because of the Silvercreek forum and the chats and things like that. Like I'm learning so much.
Like same here.
My
Yes.
son
I'm on it
is
more
like,
than I've ever been. Like, oh yeah, because I'm reading, I am learning so much just from the chat.
yeah,
Right.
So I'm using it way more, but as a learning device through you guys. So I'm also
Right.
thank you for doing all that.
Well, you're welcome.
Because you know sometimes it is overwhelming, but
Yes.
you know, it's
But if
great
we're
way for
using
me to
it,
learn.
but someone else that is looking for customers of that is learning too.
Right, right. We're there to learn. The research piece, learning in our communities or groups. I am by and large a Facebook user. When we talk about Facebook stats, you'll see that I am right in the age demographic of Facebook. It's the initial platform that I was introduced to, and it's just where I'm comfortable. But a lot of that is learning, connecting. I'm in a lot of different groups based on interests or needs or life stuff, and I'm finding community, right? One of the stats that I read, and I can't remember the number, but it was referencing the large number of people who use social media as a news source. A lot of people aren't watching the 6 o'clock news anymore. And so we get our news on social media. And I have to be honest, that is true for me. I get a lot of news, see different things shared. Other ideas. Why are people using social media? Opinions, yep. Love it or hate it, it is a place for people to share opinions and get their voice heard, create a platform for them. Any other ideas? It's just really interesting to consider with the number of people that are using social media, the average 2.5 hours that people are spending on social media. Yes, we can get into a big debate about, is this good for society? You know, they're trapping us, that right? We can go that direction, but regardless of the reason or if it's good or bad, people are there. Whatever it's providing is working. So at what level do you want to leverage the platforms? Most of the time, these platforms are available to you for free. So how can you maximize the resource to support your business? Okay. So let me introduce you first to Meta. Meta is the powerhouse of social media giants, and Meta owns these 5 social media platforms. So the first, most familiar, is Facebook. The second is Instagram. The third is Messenger. We're going to talk about this in a minute. WhatsApp. And this one is Oculus. We're not going to talk much about Oculus, but it is in the Meta family, and that's a virtual reality platform. So, you know, you put on the headset and, you know, it's another way to connect socially with people. So you've got Meta. A lot of these platforms interact with each other, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. And we're going to focus primarily on Meta platforms because they're the giant. There's lots of other, you know, the other logos that we showed of the social media platforms. There are lots of social media platforms, but as we saw, Facebook is the primary platform that people are using. Instagram and YouTube and TikTok are like kind of right there, like close in line. So any questions on this? Keep an eye on my chat here. Oh, looking back at my chat, someone said one reason people are on social media is boredom, right? We don't know other ways to entertain ourselves. And so it's easy to just get into the phone, right? That's a great point. Okay, let's talk about Facebook first. So Facebook, 49% of users are 25 to 44 millennials. So yes, I am at the higher end here of the millennial age range, and they know how to talk to me. They got me figured out. Love it or hate it. I don't have the stats here of higher ages or lower ages, but you're going to see a higher population of users in that 45 to 55 range than in that 18 to 25 range. The 18 to 25-year-olds are hanging out on TikTok and Instagram primarily. Next, this is interesting. The average engagement on Facebook posts, stories, reels, whatever, is 1%. 1% engagement. And I find that interesting because we're spending so much time there. Engagement would be liking, commenting, sharing, whatever that post or information is. Now, this could be a discouraging statistic, but the success of Facebook has proven that this engagement is enough. And the consistency in posting and being present on the platform, interacting, leads to that success. Images have the highest engagement on Facebook versus a video or just a text post. 80% of users use Facebook on their phone, and it's always with us, right? It's easy to access. More than 1 billion people connect with a business on Facebook each week. 1 billion people. How many of you have researched a company on Facebook? Looked at reviews, looked up their address, phone number. I'm seeing lots of heads nodding. Yep, Facebook is a go-to place. It's like a mini Yellow Pages, right? You can search a business there. And that speaks to, if people are searching for businesses and looking for reviews and connecting with businesses on Facebook, should I have a business page on Facebook? Which we'll talk more about. 50% of time spent on Facebook is spent watching videos. If there is one thing about social media that I hear from real estate agents, it is, I don't want to make videos, don't make me watch videos. And I don't know a lot of people who love videos. What I will tell you is that it gets easier with time, and your videos don't need to be perfect, right? You're sharing authentic content with your viewers, and people like real. So just a consideration. Any thoughts on these statistics? Anything that surprised you? It's there's a lot of sites online that you can go to find these stats, and I think it's really interesting. I mean, they've got a good pulse on what's happening on these platforms. And so then we ask the questions, okay, knowing all of this, how can I use this for my business, right? Knowing the age range, how does that fit in with my target audience? How does that fit in with me, who I am, right? These stats were provided by Hootsuite. Hootsuite is a really great source. They have an awesome blog, lots of social media training, definitely a resource for you guys to take as a next step. Okay, I want to go into a little bit about how Facebook works and some of the questions that I get from agents a lot on the platform. So first, Facebook was designed and built for real people to connect with real people. So in order to interact on Facebook, you have to have a personal profile. You can't set up a business-only page on Facebook. It has to be connected to a real person running that page. If you imagine, right, like Silvercreek Realty Group, there are real people running this company, right? And so Facebook sees that the same way. There has to be a real person behind the business curtain. And that doesn't mean that everyone on your business page is going to see your personal posts, but it does have to connect. So, yep, connect with friends or other real humans. So when you create your Facebook personal profile, you are adding friends. Now, a debate that I hear a lot is, well, I don't like people seeing like my stuff. I don't like people knowing like what's going on in my personal life. And that is fair. A lot of us are private people, right? We don't want the whole world to know all of our things. Just what you're having for dinner. And just the cute little bow you put on your dog or whatever. So we have a class at Silvercreek called Creating a Social Media Posting Plan. As a follow-up to this class, it talks about when to post, what to post, and how often to post, and how to schedule that out and make that predictable for yourself. But I want you to think about social media. And maybe for some of you, this means like kind of shifting your perspective on social media. Think about social media as a giant networking event, okay? So if we go to a networking event at Boise Center on the Grove, for example, and we walk in and, you know, we're in our business casual, we made sure to shower that day, and we've got our stack of business cards, and we're nervous, but we know we need to make some contacts. We walk in. What's the goal at this networking event? Talk to people. What else? Anything else? Connect. Yes, exchange business cards. And hopefully over time, you're making lasting connections with people, right? And the reason people network is often for business purposes, right? I own a cabinet company and I am a builder, and wow, we made a great connection. We can support each other's small businesses, right? Or we have some service that can benefit someone else. This is Facebook. It is the exact same thing. It is a gigantic networking event where you get to make connections with people, exchange contact information, and hopefully support each other in life and business moving forward. So consider that. Consider the tool that Facebook can be. For example, I don't limit really who I add to my Facebook as long as I know who they are. I don't add strangers to my Facebook, right? I never shook their hand at the networking event, right? But I understand that things that they're posting can help me, and things I'm posting can help them. One example on the personal side is I have a son with pretty severe ADHD, and it's a whole life thing for us. And when I post things about his ADHD, the number of calls and texts and messages that I get surprise me every time, because suddenly we've made a real connection, right? Oh, you're going through that too? Let me tell you how we helped my child. Hey, we just got diagnosed. What can you tell me, right? It's this back and forth connection. We're building community. And that's the positive of Facebook. Any thoughts about that? So as you're looking at Facebook as an opportunity, you're also considering, what am I okay with the world to know, right? You're posting things, and so you ask yourself, am I okay with them knowing what I had for dinner, or that I have a dog, or that my son has a disability, right? And you post things that you're okay for your network to know. And you can still make your posts private just for your friends. They don't have to be public for everybody. Yes, Gabrielle.
When you say follow business pages, is it advisable to follow real estate business pages through your business page or through your personal page?
Okay, great question. So the question is on this next thing, follow business pages. So you have the option to then follow a business on Facebook through your personal profile. A business can also follow a business. It is up to you. I curate my personal Facebook to follow businesses and people that add positively to my life, because I am spending time on the platform and I'm not interested in wasting time on things that aren't really for me or negative. And so that's up to you. You following a business is you supporting that business, right? You're creating engagement with that business. So it's up to you kind of how you want to curate that.
When people look up your business site, can they see the pages that you follow?
That is a good question. Yes, yes.
But I usually can see everyone.
I know for sure on your personal page, you can see likes and follows, like on the personal page. And I haven't done it personally from a business, but
Non-business, I would think, because if you follow someone, like if someone follows you on your business page and isn't actively on Facebook, then they can't see it. But I would
Right.
just check your privacy settings because,
yeah,
yeah, I'll just check your privacy settings.
perfect.
The only reason why I ask is because, like, you know, as realtors, you learn from other realtors and
Mhm.
what they post and things like that.
Yep.
But it's like, if it's your realtor page, do you want people to see that you're following this person and this person and this person to where you think they think you're advertising for those realtors and their companies?
Yeah, if you're following another business as your business page, it's not going to be clearly obvious to your viewers that you do. And so I don't think that there's a risk there that it's going to interfere with your marketing or connecting with a client. So when you log into Facebook, you know, you log in and then you've got your feed, you can scroll. When you switch from your personal profile to your business profile, you also have a feed that you can scroll of the companies that your business page follows. So it's a way to kind of separate your feeds, and you're the only one who can see your feed. Like, no one can go in and see what your feed looks like. They can only see their feed. So does that help?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. You can interact in groups on Facebook, post text, photo, or video for your friends. On a personal page, you cannot schedule or post from a third-party program. So like on a business page, and we'll talk about this, you can schedule posts in advance through certain programs or through Meta, which makes it easy for you to schedule, just have a plan in place. But you can't do that on your personal page. This is like real life stuff. And then it's basically a virtual networking group. So this is just a snapshot of a personal page, my personal page, and you can customize, your headshot. You can see your friends, photos, videos, reels. You can have a little quote, and then you can talk about your background, your education, businesses you're involved in, etc. And then down here you would have all of your posts that you've personally posted. Any questions here? Okay, the next part, oh, sorry, did you have a question? Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, the next part is business pages. So you have your personal profile. Now you as a human can create a business, right? Sounds like real life. Perfect. So your business page must be managed by a personal profile. You can share your business information, collect reviews, gain followers, post text, photo, or video, just like on your personal page, but you can schedule here. So you could go in on Sunday and schedule a post a day for the week and move on with your life, which is a helpful strategy for automating your business.
So this is where you can go in and put those Silvercreek posts that you get. It's through the business, not to your personal. It has to, okay.
Great question. So Silvercreek, our content calendar, where we have a social media post every day, you can, from Canva, you can schedule those directly onto your business page. Then you can share from your business page onto your personal profile, because some of those, in my social media posting plan class, we talk about your personal profile, and that's where your sphere is, right? That's where your network is, because your personal profile is where you're connecting with other people. And so that's your networking event. Your business page, people have to directly come and follow you. You can invite them to follow your page, but it doesn't mean they will. And so we talk about strategy of how much should I be using my personal page to share my dinner and my pet and the hike I went on versus, oh, hey, and also remember I'm a realtor. And we strategize that out. I say it's either a 50-50 or a like 1/3, 2/3, like 2 posts personal, 1 business. Because we want to keep people engaged in our personal page and not feel like we're just spamming them our business. And we want them to know we're real, we're authentic, we have things in common, and really make some good connections personally too. So, but yes, on the business page, you can schedule directly from Canva. And then on Canva, those content calendar posts, you can also just directly download those to your computer or phone and then post them on to your personal profile if you wanted to. Okay, The primary difference between, well, there's many differences, but one of the primary differences between the business page and the personal profile is that on the business page, you can pay for posts to be sponsored. And let me show you some key features. Okay, we're going to get down into that a little bit more. So let's talk about some of Facebook's key features and ways that you can use the platform. So first is just a general post, okay? You can do this on your business or your personal page. It's going to live forever in your feed, right, of your posts that you've made. So you could go to my Facebook page and you could scroll for the last 10 years and see everything that I've posted over the last 10 years. You're going to be there a while, but it's there. You can share thoughts, ideas, yes, opinions. Be very careful on opinions because Facebook has very strict community guidelines. In addition, you're held to a higher level as a Realtor member. So be careful about how many opinions you post. A great opinion is, I really prefer the chips and salsa at Andrade's, right? That's a great opinion. Be careful about opinions that are political. That could get you into some trouble, not only with Facebook, not only with National Association of Realtors, but also with your network that you're connected to. All of those people are your potential clients, so be careful. You can post photos like we saw. Photos have higher engagement. So you can post just text, but with a photo gets higher engagement. So that's good to know. Okay, next you have stories. And so when you get into your Facebook, along the top, you'll see these little vertical pictures. These are stories. These live for 24 hours. And you can post videos, photos, whatever you want. This is designed to be off the cuff, authentic, quick little things. And you can also share things to your stories that other people have posted or that you have posted. So they work in tandem. Some people spend more time on stories than on scrolling through their endless feed of posts. Some people will strategize, and anytime they post on their page or their personal profile, they'll also share up to their stories. So it's a great way to reach multiple people at this same time. Two birds, one stone type of thing. Any questions about posts or stories? Okay, next you have Messenger. Messenger is a direct message platform that works in conjunction with Facebook. So you can click on someone, like if you came and clicked on me, you would have a button that would say message. And so you could send me a direct message. It's within Facebook, but it's also a separate app. So if you're on your desktop computer, you can access Messenger just through that program. But if you're on your phone, you need to have the separate app downloaded for Messenger. So all those people that you don't have phone numbers for, but you're connected to on Facebook, you have a direct way to get in contact with them. And I'll be honest, I probably get 50%, or if I get 10 texts a day, I'll get 5 Facebook messages a day. Like, it's really 2 platforms that I'm managing both daily, between my family chat and realtors messaging me and other things like that. So any questions about Messenger? Okay, next is your paid ads for businesses. Okay, how many of you have ever paid for your Facebook account? Got a bill from Facebook because you have an account there? No? No one's ever paid? But have you seen the posts that are like, Facebook's gonna start charging? Okay, that's a lie. Just ignore those, don't reshare those. That is all a fallacy. Facebook is free for users. How do they make money? Advertisement from businesses. Why do they want you to set up a business page? So you can advertise and give them money. They are a multi-billion-dollar company. It's working well for them. So I don't know about you guys, but when I'm in Facebook and I'm scrolling, probably every 3 to 4 posts is a sponsored ad. And how you can tell, well, first of all, it's someone you might follow them, you might not, but it'll say sponsored right here. And that's how you know they have paid to put that in front of my face. And you know, I go back and forth on being frustrated and annoyed and also grateful, because I have found a lot of products and services that work for my life because of Facebook ads. And you know, I'll get annoyed that I'll talk about something with my husband and then I'll start getting ads for it. Also, sometimes he'll be searching things on his phone and they know we're connected, and so they'll show me plumbing pipe connectors, and I'm like, I don't want this.
I get motorcycle things.
Yeah, motorcycle things. I'm like, this isn't for me. So you can always curate your ads a lot. You can customize your social media experience quite a bit. You know, I hear a lot of people that say like, oh yeah, I got off social media, it's too negative. I literally, if anything is negative or too political or not within my realm, I unfollow. I click on the X and tell them I don't like this ad. I'll click on the little 3 buttons and I can unfollow things. I do that intentionally because I know I'm spending time there. And to be honest, most of my feed is all y'all's listings anyway. So that is the honest truth. So you have the option on your business page. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. On your business page, and these are 3 business pages that I am an admin on, you can sponsor an ad. You can advertise to people either your page as a whole to get followers, or a certain post. Like if you have a listing and you post a listing, you can pay to have that show up in people's feeds. You get to choose your ad dollars and how you customize who that's going to go to. On the housing side, your customization of your demographic that ad goes to is pretty limited because of fair housing, but you can still get this out in front of people. Now the downside, and those of you that spend time on social media, I'm going to give you a challenge. As you're scrolling on social media next time, I want you to count how many businesses, their posts pop up in your feed that do not say sponsored. Just start paying attention to that. You're going to find not very many, because Facebook knows that they get money when you sponsor your post to show up for people. And so it is pretty difficult to get your posts to show up for people otherwise. Not to say it doesn't happen. And as people are viewing your things, liking things, commenting, sharing, if you're tagging people, it helps get the posts in front of people. But they want you to spend your money.
Is there a standard price for that?
Great question. The question is there a standard price for your ads? Typically, you're going to set a daily budget, or you're going to set a per click budget or a per engagement budget. So in the ads platform, it's called Meta Business Suite, when you set up your ad, you're going to allocate how you want to allocate funds to that particular ad. Great question. Any other thoughts or questions here? Nope.
Can you target to a list?
In Facebook, can you target to a list, like a list that you own?
Yeah.
You cannot. You can target to the different categories that Facebook has set up. On your business page, you can also target the people who follow your page. So, if you have followers, but you can't like choose specific people, as far as I'm aware. But they have certain parameters that you can opt into. But again, it's a lot more limited on the housing side if you've got a listing.
If it's under like your realtor and things like that, a thing will come up that says, oh, this has to do with housing.
Yep.
So then you can't.
Limit or
Right,
because of the fair housing.
Yep. You can't choose male versus female. You can't choose certain demographics because it's a fair housing violation. Yeah. Okay, other thoughts or questions about Facebook at this stage? Again, lots of informational things today to help you just start, your wheels turning. What platforms do I want to opt into and invest time? and or money. And there's a lot of people on social media, you guys, who don't spend any money. You don't have to promote and boost your ads and posts on Facebook in order to have success on Facebook. And a lot of that is by leveraging your personal profile. If you go back to my personal, on one of the views, oh yeah, right here. I have 2,900 friends on Facebook. I've added, half of them are you guys, real estate agents.
How many of those are just people that are
Yeah, but
realty related?
exactly. And then another quarter of them are wedding related. But I do this because this is my networking event. I'm probably not going to be going down to Boise Center, y'all, but I can get on Facebook and I can find people. I can see their updates. When I'm on Facebook and I see agents that like, oh, I had a baby, or hey, I just had surgery. That is a cue for me in my role here at the brokerage to say, oh my gosh, congratulations on your baby. We're so happy for you. Love Silvercreek, right? Like I use this to help me do my job. So, and to take care of, our community of agents the best I can. It's not a fail-safe system, but gosh, if I find out one person who had surgery and we can send that person a card, that's one more card that's meaningful that we sent out to someone that we care about here at the brokerage.
Good, unexpected.
Yes. I'll put it on my calendar.
Yeah, I'm checking the calendar every day.
Oh man. Okay. Let's move on to Instagram. So back a few slides ago, we were on Meta. So Facebook and Instagram are brother, sister. Okay, they are in the same family. When you are managing your business pages on Facebook and Instagram, you can manage them both in a program called Meta Business Suite. And this doesn't work to manage your personal profile on Facebook, but they have some ways to connect your business Facebook and Instagram so that you can maximize your time and efforts. You can post directly from Meta Business Suite, and you can elect to post on your Facebook and your Instagram at the same time. You can schedule things out there. There's a lot of great tools available within the platform. They do have a separate app for that, if I didn't say that. And you can access it on your computer too. Okay, so here's our fun facts about Instagram. Ready? First, this is a photo and video focused platform. You can't post just text here. You have to have a photo or a video. You can add multiple photos or videos, but you have to have something. 85% of users are under 45. So if your target audience is people who are retiring and downsizing, is Instagram a good fit for your advertising? Probably not. You're probably going to stick on Facebook because that's where more of that age group is going to be spending time. This is the preferred platform for ages 16 to 34. So would you like to know how many times I've been on Instagram in the last 2 weeks? I'm older than 34.
I don't even have an Instagram account.
Yeah. Twice, once. And I typically go on because my best friend sends me a whole bunch of reels there. So
My niece is always posting pictures of, and I'm like, send them to me. She's like, well, they're on it.
right. Right. The younger generation is sharing a lot more on Instagram. And they, we're like, wait, we don't go here. And you might decide you go here, right? Depending on your business and your target audience and where your sphere is hanging out. My mom, who is almost 60, she is actually like 35 in her brain. And so like her sphere is mostly younger people. So if she was a real estate agent, she'd be hanging out on Instagram versus Facebook. So just things to consider. Okay, 66,000 photos are shared every minute on Instagram. That is mind-blowing. 97.6% of marketers use Instagram. 62% of social users use Instagram to follow or research brands. And there's also a whole shopping aspect to Instagram where you can directly purchase things from people. Conversations in Instagram direct messages convert 70% of the time. So I'll tell you, at our DJ company, our wedding DJ company, the brides that are messaging our staff there, I would say this is probably true. They're in this age group. They're following what the company is doing, they're messaging with our staff, and they tend to convert. So I would say that's accurate. The vast majority of real estate agents are not using Instagram, which I find very interesting. So there's definitely an opportunity. It's not as saturated as Facebook is.
Wouldn't that be in the area for first-time homebuyers?
A great area for first-time home buyers. Yep. Potentially even people upgrading a home. They've purchased their first home and now they need an extra bedroom for some reason, right? Or they want to be in a different part of town, or they had a career advancement, they want to upgrade, like who knows? Yeah, lots of good opportunity here. Any questions or thoughts on this? Okay, there are 3 types of Instagram accounts. The first is a personal account. So this is for those of us who just want to share pictures of our kids and puppies with our friends and family who we know very, very well. This can be a public account that anyone can access, or it can be private. So they have to request to follow you, and you have to approve them. And then you can share, you know, in confidence, if you will, whatever you want to share. The next is a business page. This is what would be most appropriate for a real estate agent. And you classify your account type when you set up your profile. So this is a public page for businesses to use. You can create ads, see analytics, like who's looking at your posts, what times of day, frequency, reactions. And I didn't mention, but you can do that on your business page on Facebook too. And you can also schedule posts in advance here at a certain level. Instagram makes it a little tricky for posting ahead, but it is possible. Okay, next is your creator account. This is typically used for an influencer, an artist, not necessarily a direct business, but someone who's creating a personal brand. So not just me who has 2 kids and likes to go for walks, right? This is for someone who is an influencer, who's trying to get followers, who's maybe, you know, promoting products for other businesses, things like that. So I would say most realtors are not going to fall into this space. You're going to fall into a business account. Now, you can have multiple Instagram accounts. So, for example, my other business, right? I've got my personal that I have private. People have to request to follow me there, just like they have to request to connect with me on Facebook. And then we have our business Instagram for the business side of things. And you can post separately on those. They don't cross over. You can't see each other's posts. So you can do that. Any questions on this? Okay, perfect. All right, some key features on Instagram. The first is your posts. This is very similar to Facebook. You jump on, you want to create a post, you can post a video or a photo or multiple, and with a little caption, you know, some content. And this lives forever in your Instagram profile. Sometimes it's called your grid, and it looks like this when you go to it. These are 9 of my most recent posts on Instagram.
When you say it lives forever,
It means
you go in and delete it.
you can go in and delete your posts, yes. But if you don't delete them, you can scroll like through my Instagram and you'll just see the picture preview. And then if you click on it, then you'll see the text and you can comment, you can like it, you know, share it, all kinds of things. Next is stories. This is very similar to Facebook, but instead of the vertical preview, you have a circular preview here on Instagram. Looks like this. So quick videos, off the cuff. You don't really need to pre-plan these. You can just jump on. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm showing property today. Check out this beautiful house, whatever. Oh my gosh, look at my tulips. They're so amazing this spring, whatever, right? Just quick little videos. They live for 24 hours. And then they disappear. You can still access your stories, but they're not like publicly visible unless you jump through some hoops. So to like save them in a certain part of your account. I'm not going to get into that today. One thing that is really cool about Instagram is straight from the Instagram your app, you can connect your Facebook personal profile or your business page. And when you post on Instagram, it can automatically post to Facebook for your stories or your posts. So fun fact, even though I admit it, I'm rarely on Instagram, I only post from Instagram because I hit both with the same amount of clicks. So if I just jump into Instagram, do my post, I know it's going to share. I've got it set up to share to my personal Facebook. And then whoever's following me on Instagram gets it there too, for those that are using it more. Okay, next is Reels. So Reels have taken off in popularity in the last 3 or 4 years. And these are videos, they're vertical. And if I am on Instagram, I'm only on Reels. I'm just watching Reels for that whole 2.5 hours. Not that long actually, but so you can do video or video mixed with photos, just photos like stitched together in a little like slideshowy thing. And they're often put with music. Sometimes there's captions. They can be up to 90 seconds long. So this is Instagram at this point. Reels is really key to your success on the platform. And if you're planning to dive full speed into social media, getting comfortable with video is important. And you know what? You guys all see my videos that I put out in our emails or on the Facebook forum. And y'all want to know something? I'm okay on video now. 4 years ago, I was not okay on video. It would take me 18 tries and I couldn't get the lighting right. And I feel like I'm in a good, solid place with it now. It just takes practice. We just have to set aside, you know, that ego in our head that's like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not good looking enough. I don't have the right clothes. I don't know what to say. I stumble my words, like whatever. Guess what? No one cares, right? They just want to see you.
It's like listening to your own voice.
Yes, listening to your own voice. Everybody hates that, but you just do it, right? You put yourself out there and you connect with people, real people. Okay. Oh, I didn't change my picture here. Mobile only. Instagram is by and large a mobile only program. So you can access your Instagram on a desktop computer. You cannot post unless you're posting like a long, big video. You can't do just a regular post. You can't do a story. That all has to happen from your phone. So, and I mean, even on Facebook, you can access on your computer or your phone, full function. But we saw the stat, 80% of people use it on their phone instead of their computer. So, but this one is really designed for that. Yes. Ian, yes, we'll talk about hashtags. Question from online. Okay, oh, connect to Facebook, we talked about that. Okay, next is hashtags. So hashtags, this is a key term that is searchable. It is primarily, between Facebook and Instagram, it's primarily used on Instagram. You can come into your Instagram search and you can see it's tiny, but I searched hashtag Idaho Realtor and here are posts that popped up. And I could choose, randomly choose for me, accounts that use Idaho Realtor, audio, tags, places, reels, video, like all these different options come up. Hashtags are fully searchable. So it's a way to index your posts to get in front of more people. It is not widely used on Facebook. However, like for me, if I'm going to post on my business Instagram and I've got it connected to auto post to Facebook, the hashtags are still going to show up and that's fine, but it's more widely used on your Instagram account. Other programs use it too, like TikTok. You can search hashtags on TikTok as well. Questions about hashtags? Yes.
Do you have a list of optimal hashtags for us to use?
I don't have a list of optimal hashtags, but a couple of resources. The first is I would recommend you use ChatGPT AI for hashtags. Their ChatGPT will come up with a great list. Don't go overboard on your hashtags. Right? You don't need to have 87 hashtags on your posts. Like, you know, you'll see those posts and you're like, wow, getting serious with the hashtags here. Okay. Choose your optimal 10 maybe and consider like, what will people be searching? Like sometimes you'll see, and I've been guilty of using hashtags just for fun, like hashtag, I told you I didn't want to go there. Okay, no one's searching that, right? Like hashtag realtor, hashtag home in Boise, hashtag Idaho real estate, right? Those are things that are more likely going to be searched. In Instagram, you can also click on a hashtag and then see more related posts to that hashtag. You don't just have to specifically search, you know, type it in. So just think about that, you know, strategy, if you will. And yeah, ChatGPT I think is a great resource. If you're using the content calendar that Silvercreek provides, hashtags are built in. And that is done by our marketing team who are social media specialists. So that's helpful too. And you can gain some insight from those hashtags, like, oh, what kind of hashtags are being used on the content calendar? Ooh, that's a good one. I think I'll add that to my list. It is helpful though, if you have a little notepad on your computer or your phone to keep a list of your hashtags, because it's super annoying to type them out every time. It is very annoying. So if you have some you can copy paste that you use frequently, that can be helpful too. Yes.
Okay, back to the Instagram, where you said you do things mostly from your phone. Can you go on the computer part and create your posts on the computer? Because you said there was like limited access, or do I have to post from my phone?
Great question. Typically with Instagram, you cannot post from a computer. The only exception to that, in my experience, is a long form video that you couldn't like really upload from your phone because of capability and storage space. But any posts or stories on Instagram have to be posted from your phone.
So if like when I post on Facebook, it's like I go to Canva, on my computer and make it, and then you either share it or you download it. It's like if you're going to do Instagram, you almost have to download it to your photos so that it's on your phone so that you can bring it back. You have to somehow fit that into your phone. Okay.
Great question. For those that are online, the question is when you're using a template out of Canva or from our content calendar and then into Canva, like how do you get that to Instagram? And you do have to jump through some hoops. Somehow you've got to get that post to your phone. Unless Canva does have an Instagram share option and it will give you step-by-step instructions and make it a little simpler for you. If you're wanting to post onto your business Instagram, this doesn't work for a personal Instagram, but if you have a business account, you can go to Meta Business Suite and you can post on your Facebook business and your Instagram business at the same time. And that can be done from desktop and that can be scheduled. So
I like the idea where you said you just do it, like if you do it on Insta first, you just toggle a switch.
right, yes, like if you post directly from Instagram, then you can auto share to your Facebook. That all has to happen directly from the Instagram app. But Meta Business Suite is a huge resource if you're using the business because you're still gonna kill two birds with one stone.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome. Okay, DMs. There is a direct message program within Instagram. So just like Facebook has Messenger, Instagram has the direct messages. This is not a separate app. It's all built in within Instagram. But you can still direct message with people. Here's a little preview. Okay, and then paid ads for business, same. When you are setting up your ads in Meta Business Suite, which is where ads are set up, it's going to ask if you want to be doing ads on Facebook and Instagram. And so you can all do that from like one primary location. Same though, you're going to see the little sponsored. And just like on Facebook, every 3 to 4 to 5 posts is going to be a sponsored ad, typically. So it gets a little annoying sometimes, but then, like I said, I want to get frustrated, but then they show me stuff I want. So then I don't know what to think. Okay, questions here. Okay, we're going to go quickly through TikTok. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on TikTok. It is 11, so I'm going to kind of like fly through this last little bit. TikTok is for short form videos only. You can't post just images. And they're 3 to 90 seconds long. 54% of users are 18 to 24. So this is definitely attracting a younger demographic. But it does, businesses that are using it, it does increase brand trust by 41% because they're seeing you, seeing your videos. We really get a feel for someone in video versus just photo. 90% of users say that sound makes the experience. So that's the music overlays or special sounds in TikTok. 52% of people on TikTok have never posted, which is interesting. Lots of viewers, fewer people using it, brand or business. Average user spends 95 minutes a day on the platform. That is an hour and a half. That is a lot. But it'll suck you in. Gosh, you just get down your rabbit holes of whatever, a lot of time on TikTok personally. I'm not in their age group, but I do use it. But usually when I'm with my kids, they're like, oh, can we watch TikTok? And so we've got our TikTok curated with like animals and magic tricks. Set intentions for that use of that platform. Watch tutorials. There are approximately 64 billion tutorials, I'm exaggerating, but maybe not, on how to use and maximize social media. Just go to YouTube, getting started with Facebook, getting started with Instagram, how to make a great video for Instagram. And ChatGPT would also give you a lot of great advice if you ask some of these questions in chat. And then create a plan for yourself. And that's where I'd recommend my class on creating a social media posting plan, because I give you a no nonsense, just do this. Something that you can manage, easily replicate, and stay consistent with. Because a lot of times what happens is people will get started on the program and we're all like gung-ho and just like super committed, and then life happens, or we get annoyed, or we're like, oh, this is hard, and we don't want to do it anymore. And if we have a plan that is easy to stay consistent with, then it's a lot easier to have success with the program. Questions here?
Tutorials is spelled with an I, correct?
T-U-T, oh yeah, I missed an I. Thank you, I will get that fixed. Thank you. All right, best practices for social media use, and then we'll wrap up. The first is be authentic. People who follow people on Facebook do so because they're real and authentic. So just be yourself. You are great just how you are. There are people who want to connect with you, need your knowledge, your wisdom, your life experience. Be you. Next, be intentional. Use your time intentionally. We don't want to be the 193-minute people, but we do want to maximize the platform to support our business. So when you can have a social media posting plan, when you can go in with direct intention of what you're doing on that program that day, you're going to create more success and you'll stay out of the rabbit holes. Next, interact with your audience. Posting is great. Commenting, replying to comments, replying to messages, staying engaged takes your social media one step further to being more successful. Cite your brokerage. This comes up a lot. Where do I need to cite my brokerage? According to Idaho law, your brokerage needs to be cited on any of your business marketing, anything that could be considered marketing, and online within one click. So if it's not in your post, they need to be able to click one time and see your brokerage name. So keep yourself out of trouble. Best practice, in my opinion, is just to have your brokerage name in all of your posts, and then you know your bases are covered. Especially if you don't have a click option, like where are they going to click, right? So just consider that. And that's straight from the Idaho Real Estate Commission. Okay, next, follow fair housing rules. We've talked a bit about that. And remember, in the code of ethics, it takes fair housing one step further. And if you have any questions about that, give the broker team or myself a call and we can go through that. But don't discriminate. That's all. That's all. Other people's lifestyles and choices and situations and disabilities and familial status and all of that. Just stay out of all of that. And then lastly, track your performance. Because if you aren't tracking your performance, you don't know if it's working. And you don't know if the time invested or potentially the money invested is coming back to you. So be sure to, keep an eye on your analytics and where your clients are coming from through the process. All right, any questions? Hopefully this is a good overview, gives you some ideas about how to maximize your social media. And if you guys have questions, I'm always open for a call. Kim in our marketing department, she is as well. And then watch for those couple other social media classes that'll be coming up. You can also go to our YouTube channel, and if you click on playlists and marketing, you'll see some of the social media classes showing up there too. So, all right, thank you guys so much. Jessica, for those of you that are in person, Jessica O'Brien is here. She is just open for Q&A, talk business or scripts or anything, so feel free to stick around. And those that attended online, thank you so much.